How's everyone doing? This is World and Havoc from BloodLust V1. We are doing our 97th War Win Recap, and I hope everybody had an amazing new year. So, guys, this is my first War Recap. I've been asked for a while now, and I've been putting it off, but I figured, you know what? Might as well give it a whirl. No pun intended. So let's just hop to it and see how we did here. So our last war we faced Athens City, and they were unfortunately another go wiping clan. However, they are probably one of the best ones we faced. They actually did a pretty decent job. But you know, it's still go wipe, so what you gonna do? And they also had Town Hall 10 where we did not, so that's why you see that little hole right there. But you know what, that doesn't really matter. So we're just going to move on from that. We are also going to be featuring Havoc and his alt attacks a little bit more this war than normal, but I think he deserves it. He is our fearless leader after all, and he usually tries to be a little bit humble and not show himself very often, but I'm going to show him anyway this time. So let's just get to it and see what he did to their number 3. So it looks like he's going to be doing a Go Beho. He lures CC and this archer tart here, and he is bringing the Lava Hound over to drop healers on a few archers just so he doesn't have to worry about the Lava Hound. Then he deploys his golems on these 2 cannons here with his queen behind. And as you can see, that the clearing is going really, really well, and he waits to drop his king and his Valks once his golems get into the base and are doing the brunt of the tanking for him. And those Valks just go in and they eat those Teslas and that core up, and it's really nice. And then he starts his hog deployment at 9 o'clock. And the pathing is to go counterclockwise around the base. And as you can see, it's going very, very, very nicely. Both his heroes are alive and doing some work on the core. Had to punch his queen a little bit earlier than I think he wanted to, but she put in some work. She's taking out the last expo while the king is hitting a wall, of course. At least he's got his eye. Nope, never mind. He doesn't have his eye on the other king. He's just going to take his time to get there. But this base is just all but crushed. And you know what? Look, those 2 kings just suicided each other. That's just awesome in the end. And the hound did pop, but luckily his queen was coming around the side to help out his wizards there, and the base was just crushed. So good job, babe. Fantastic. Alright, let's start the next attack. So we are going to be showing Seglet. He's a new member. We really appreciate having you, and you've been an awesome asset to the clan so far, and we hope to keep you. So let's see what he did to number 4. It looks like he's going to be doing a queen walk. Yes, he is. And as you guys can see, this queen, the enemy queen, is on the outside. So how much you want to bet that he will be swapping with her? Let's see what he does. Yep, he drops his king, and the king just makes his way to her and eats her lunch. And he goes around the base while Seg drops his queen at 6 o'clock to start his little walk with her. And he uses some wizards to create the funnel. And let's speed this up a bit. They progress through the base. Here comes that Lava Hound. This clan had a Lava Hound in like every Town Hall 9. To be expected there, basically. So this takes a long time. I believe he's going to drop a rage in order to speed this little process up. And you know what? Oh no, he punches her. That's what he does. He punches the queen, takes care of the Lava Hound, and then she makes a break for one of the air defenses. And unfortunately didn't double back for the other, but he sent some wizards there, and he held those for just in case, and it worked out beautifully. He deploys his Lava Hounds up here at this air defense, and then goes clockwise around the base. Sorry about that. And as you can see, this base is just getting crushed. He just did a fantastic job. Apologies for laughing. I just couldn't quite get that word out there, guys. One of those moments. So let's just wrap this up because this base is just all but over. And yes, the cleanup is just amazingly slow when you have nothing but loons and a few lava pups. But good job, Seglet. Can't wait to see more from you, and I bet we'll be featuring you in the next war too. So let's move on to the next attack. Looks like we have Kevin on 5. So let's see what Kevin did to this space. I have not seen this attack yet because I was watching someone else live, I believe, when he did this, and I'm pretty sure it was in the last couple moments of war. So he kept that tension going until the bitter end. So we do appreciate that. So he dropped some archers to start his little funnel for his queen walk, and drops his queen here. So okay, so his goal is to get these 2 air defenses down, and then deploy his hounds on the opposite side. So he does his lovely little queen walk, and she just takes out these point defenses one at a time, which is beautiful. Of course, goes for the elixir, doesn't mind the fact that she's getting beat up by other things. Perfect deployment on his rage, as he had quite a bit targeting his queen at that time, and she's just cleaning up. As you can see, she's taken out quite a good chunk of the space so far, and he starts his hounds on the 9 o'clock air defense, and with some targeted loons, and then he's just being pretty patient, dropping his loons in his rage, and just letting them progress through the base in a counterclockwise manner. And you know what? He just crushed this. Looks like it's nearly over. This hound is about to go. Let's see. Speed it up a little bit. It feels just a little slow, doesn't it? So, yep, he just has a couple things left. And, oh, his hound didn't pop. That's very unfortunate, because the Expo decided to lock onto the queen, which, I mean, that's great, because she did some fantastic tanking for him, and he has a nice little swag rage there, and a poison at the end, so that tells you how easy that base was crushed. So wrapping it up, and that base was all but done. Good job, Kevin. Alright, let's move on to the next attack. We have Duck on Quack on 7, and this is Havoc's ult, as some of you may know. So let's see what he did here. You know what, he really did need this war, though. Last war was a little bit of a slump, and this war he just crushed it. It was like 18-star war or something ridiculous like that. Alright, so it looks like he is king swapping with their queen, and he is doing a pentaloon. So you don't see these too often, because we hardly ever get presented with bases that it's like, yes, let's pentaloon. But I'm really excited that he was able to do that, because it's a fun attack to watch. So he sends 3 hounds on this air defense here, and 2 on this one, and then sends the loons behind. And he rages early, which is very important on this kind of attack. I messed it up myself this war. I apparently do not have pentaloon down. So good job, babe. You've got the eye for it. Plus the timing. We're very impressed with it. So this base is just getting crushed. As you can see, we're just already more than 75% through it, and there's just nothing to really take out these loons, and I don't even think that hound pops. Nope. Didn't even pop. So now it's just clean up. So really good job, and as you guys saw, he waited to drop his queen until later just because of the enemy hound. He didn't want to have to deal with those pups and potentially wrecking his whole raid. So really good job there. And let's see, I think we're going to move on to my attack. I didn't pick this one, but Havoc said that I should do it. So let's see what I did. That's true, it is my first attack back in like over a week. I did take a little hiatus there for the holidays. So, oh, that's right. So I pulled CC, and I'm a fan of luring CC. I've been getting a little bit better and not completely luring it across the base. I'll actually start deploying my golems and drop a poison there. And hooray for me, I remember my poison this time. So I'm getting a little bit better at that. As you can see, I started the funnel, and I waited for my golems also to get ahead, so that way my king wasn't the one tanking as I got into the base, although I think he does get slightly ahead here. So my goal was to get at least one air defense down. If I got both, I was going to start at the 6 o'clock corner and make my way counterclockwise. But if I only got one, I was going to start at this air defense and then go clockwise around the base. But luckily, I got both, and I got to stick to my original plan, which is hitting the 6 o'clock corner. And let's speed it up. So I let the queen do a lot of work. I get that punch out, and I start my hounds, and I do my targeted loons going counterclockwise around the base. And as you can see, I mean, it was just really easy. I mean, our opponents were a little bit lower in hair levels, so it wasn't too hard to drop down like a base or two and just crush it. But I was still really happy that I came back with a vengeance and you know, did my clan well. So let's see our next attacker. Looks like number 12. We got D's nuts. Let's see what he did to me. And not in my mouth. Let's see. I believe this is Red Flash's ult. And he is doing a go home for the Town Hall 8, so it's fun to see, mixing it up a little bit. We have a variety of attacks this time, I see. So he does a lure, gets that dragon, and drops a few barbs with the wizard. Takes out that CC pretty quick. I don't even think he dropped a poison there. Good job, Red. You got that down to a science. So he drops his golems on the cannons between 12 and 3. And starts his funnel with his wall breakers in. Doing a really good job at being patient. He's doing a really, really good job here. And they go in, and he tries to, I think, get the wall breakers to go in and clear this other spot. And then, you know what? They might make it, those pesky little guys. Oh my gosh, he's just got that down to perfect. That was perfect. So, yep, those wall breakers make it into the core, and in goes one of his golems. I believe it became a golem, but they go in. He sends his last couple of wizards in. They eat that giant bomb, and you know what? That's all he needed was that giant bomb out of the way, and he starts his hog deployment. And as soon as you see that, you just know the space is it's over. Like, there's nothing that a Town Hall 8 can do against this once that happens. So really good job, Red. We're very proud of you. You always just do really, really well in wars. So just clean it up, drops that poison to take care of those, and I think he even swagged that heal there. Of course you did. You just did it perfect. So great job once again. Fantastic. Moving on to our next attack, we have Satvic on 13, and let's see what he did. I'm not sure if I've seen this attack yet. So it looks like he's doing a hog attack. He sends in one hog to pull the CC, the usual stuff, and let's see where he lures it to. Pulls it over into the 12 o'clock corner and does a few barbs for distraction, and he just double poisons it. Guess he's not too worried about the skeletons in this particular one, which is fine. You know, to each their own on their preferences on how they want to do that. So it kills a CC and deploys his hog. Two finger dropped it basically at 12 and almost 9. And heals accordingly. It was a good free heal where a giant bomb could be. That was done really well. And then he does his third right where like double wizard towers are targeting, which is a really smart place to do it because that could be potentially pretty devastating on your hog at that level. Oh, and he sends CC loons to take out the cannon at the end, and they basically just help clean up. So, oh, and that person of course has a giant bomb on the outside. Just terrible, terrible. Should change that if you're watching this video. That's just not a good idea ever for a Town Hall 8. So now it's just all clean up, and that was a really beautiful attack. Good eye on saving CC loons for the cannon there. It was really well done. Beautiful job. Alright, so now we have our last featured attacker, Mopar Jr., and he is getting number 22. And if I recall, this is the base that I told him, oh, you're holoing this with your alt. And he took the idea and ran with it. And his eye is definitely better than mine because he hit it a little differently than I would have. I think in the end it was just beautiful. So he sends a few hogs here to take out this cannon at 12 and progress to the base and also lure CC. It worked out really well just because this base isn't maxed, as you can see. So he got a lot for those few hogs. And he lures them over to the 9 o'clock corner to kill them. Let's just speed this up. Let's just blah, blah, blah. So drops the poison and sends in a few hogs at the mortar to create the funnel to force the rest of his hogs in. Unfortunately, they died, and he had to send CC on them to push them in, but luckily his other hogs didn't catch up, and they just kept going into the base to take out those air defenses, and he starts sending his targeted loons a little bit early, but you know what, this Archer Tower is a freebie. He needed to send maybe one more on it, though. I think you have to send 3 to take out. But that's okay, no big deal. Takes out the Archer Tower. The hogs are going around, they're taking everything out, and he's just waiting for him to get to that last air defense so he can send the remaining loons. But basically, 18 hogs destroyed this base. I mean, the loons were almost just icing on the cake. He pretty much didn't really need them, but they're awesome. He just drops them at the end, and they take out the last little wizard tower, and this base is just GG. It's just over. Good job, babe. It was a beautiful Town Hall 8 holo. And you know what? That was our last attack for this war. I really hope you guys appreciate the video, and you know, I have a newfound appreciation for Havoc doing the videos. I didn't realize how hard it was to do it until it was my turn. You know, we love you, and let us know what you guys think. If you like the videos, if you want to see more, what you want to see, all that good stuff, so that way we can make the next ones better and just keep working to get stuff out to you guys. So
and make sure you request World at every chance you get, because these videos are a nightmare, and she would love to do them every single time.
Or Havoc. You know, if you guys want Havoc, no one's gonna complain if you guys want Havoc. You know, I won't be upset. I promise you guys.
Hopefully everyone enjoyed this special video. This is Havoc and World signing out for BloodLust V1.
And remember, always be progressing.